going to be on a delay, remember? And
Twitch is such a POS. My internet down? No. Why is Twitch such a POS? Load.
Hello, and welcome to another
Hey.
episode of Last Place Fire Team. I am your host this week, Chris. My name is Chris. Hello. Also joined by my the normal co-hosts. We got Yendi.
Hola, everybody. How's it going? Hello.
And we got Alan.
hey, what's up, y'all?
Now, to give you guys a heads up, it has been a long. I'm sorry, I'm gonna check levels here. It's been a long week for all three of us. We're all kind of out of it. Alan is feeling the effects, or what not effects. He's just tired from his second shot.
Round.
Yeah, second round. I got the first round of the Fauci ouchie, so my arms kind of like I'm trying to keep it moving. And then Yendi's still, Yendi's still getting over the actual virus. Virus? Yeah, virus. But as always, whenever I host a show, I always have, the world's needing questions for you too. So, without spoiling the movie, because I haven't seen it, all right? Godzilla or King Kong? Yendi, go ahead.
I haven't seen the latest one.
Okay,
but,
cool. Me either.
Man, I like both of them, but I feel like we see more of King Kong than Godzilla.
It doesn't matter how much you see him.
Okay, I'm gonna say, ooh, that's tough. Godzilla just looks more badass.
Ooh, Godzilla. Okay, go ahead, Alan.
Now, a person who I have seen it. Now, is this question pertaining to like who do we root for or who we like?
Yeah, we for some reason the world decides to build a giant boxing ring for these two to contain them, and you're gonna stand in the corner. Who you standing with?
Well, I'm standing in Kong's corner for like as support, but like, do I think he could win? Like realistically, but I'm not gonna ruin the movie. So, but I'm Team Kong if answering that question.
Gotcha. For me, I am also Team Godzilla. I would go up and give him a hug because he is misunderstood, and yeah, he's a misunderstood guy.
I mean, you're right though, because he's only bothered. He only comes out when people mess with him. So
yeah, sorry, I had to turn off my mic on Google.
I do love both of them though.
All right. So a little bit of housekeeping, guys. We are on the road to 50 followers on YouTube and Twitch, and whenever that happens, we are going to be doing a mouse giveaway. Last show I had a little pop up, but I don't have it this time. So yeah, just make sure to check out our YouTube and our Twitch. Obviously, if you're here, hit that follow button, mention it to your friends. And also on YouTube, if you haven't seen it yet, Yendi posted up a video of the 5 apps that you need on your computer.
5 must-have PC apps. Yep.
5 must-have PC apps. So if you are new to the PC master race, I guess, check out those apps because they will definitely help you out. So the show, this week's theme, what we're going to be getting into is what TV show would you want made into a video game and who would you want to make it? All right, so before we get to that, we're obviously going to get to our normal news stories, and we will start off with, because this is kind of leading off of last week's show. Sony is reportedly making The Last of Us for PS5. It's another remake. All right, so they just recently announced that there's not much on it so far. But we'll go ahead and get Alan. What are your thoughts on this as a fellow love of Last of Us?
And as we talked about last week, this is too soon already to make, like, especially because of a remake. Like, I feel like Last of Us is not that old. Like, you know what I mean? It's not that old of a game. And on top of that, we just got Last of Us 2 like recently. So for them to be remaking this, and especially because of the stories behind of why they're remaking this, like apparently they stop new projects in order to make this game. And it's like, this is exactly what we talked about last week and not wanting. Like, I don't want you're sacrificing new IP just to make a game that we literally just got. Like, not even it hasn't even been 10 years. Like, so like for me to already be remaking this game just seems unnecessary. And like I don't even know if I'm going to play it. And as big as a Last of Us fan as I am, like, do I really want to play this game knowing that I've already had the two stories that I've wanted or like have enjoyed thoroughly? Like, what are you going to change about this that is going to make me want new players to get? Like, you know what I mean? So I don't, unless you're just doing like what I feel would be like, the thing that scares me is because it says a remake and not remaster. So like this is not like updated graphics and stuff. They plan on changing parts of the story and stuff like that. And if that's for me, Last of Us 1 was a masterpiece and was perfection. And I don't think you need to change anything about it. So that's just my opinion on that.
Yendi, what are your thoughts on a remake of Last of Us? And by the way, just to give you guys a heads up, The Last of Us did come out on in 2013, and then
Yeah.
they remastered it for the PlayStation 4 in 2014. So just a year later, they already had a remaster ready to go. So yeah, Yendi, what are your thoughts?
Well, if I didn't know probably the biggest reason behind this, I would be even more surprised. But apparently, Sony and their studios, the inner studios, are having some kind of turmoil because Sony is stuck on having these,
Mhm.
super awesome exclusives, and I think they're scared of trying something new. So this is why they're taking The Last of Us, something they know will sell, remaking it. And I think what's they're probably going to do is wait until the show comes out to have this released alongside a Last of Us and Last of Us 2 game bundle. That way, people will get both games with the PS5, and that'll make people want to buy a PS5 because if they watch that show, they'll want to know more about the characters and the setting and all that stuff. So I like The Last of Us. It was a great game. But I also do think it's a little way too soon to remake it. I wish Sony would just let the studios that they took away from previous projects like Days Gone sequel that would have had co-op. I wish they would have let them continue to do that instead. Even though technically it wouldn't be a new IP, it would still be a fresher IP overall, compared to The Last of Us. And I felt like Days Gone had a lot of potential that they could have really fleshed out here, but unfortunately they took that team and put it to make The Last of Us remake, which I think is silly, but it's gonna sell, and that's all that matters. It's gonna
Yeah.
sell. Sony's gonna get a lot of money. That's it.
And I'm probably
Yeah,
gonna
there's no
be
doubt that it's gonna sell. But I like again, I also feel like also one of those people who would like bad games to be remade. Like to like if you have a bad game, just remake like make it into a good game. Like you know what I mean? I feel like there's some bad games out there that had like, a good direction and stuff like that, and then just actually put some funding behind it and make it a good game. I just don't see again, 2013 is not even 10 years and we're already on the Last of Us remake. Like that's crazy to me.
yeah. I think I don't know, man. I don't see where they would go with the story. The only thing I can think of is that we get either we get a DLC fully talking about Ellie before she meets Joel, or they're just gonna try to implement that more in the game, or we're gonna see Joel earlier on before you lead up to that whole chase scene with who does he chase there? His cousin, brother, something like that. I don't remember. It's been a while. Um, I don't see them. I don't know, man. I'll probably give it a chance depending on what we see there. Whenever we get the intro, but you guys are right. I agree with Yendi that they're scared. Uh, it's definitely becoming one of those things where we're seeing Sony panic. We're seeing it with what they're buying, what they're focusing on, and they just need to like. I wish they would kind of take the approach of what Microsoft is doing right now, and that's just like, hey, like we know people are gonna make, we know people are gonna like these games. Like we're good at what we do, right? If they really like it, it's kind of hard to pull somebody off from Sony into Microsoft or Microsoft into Sony. Right now, everybody's just trying to play everything. They just want to play everything. If it's good, everybody's gonna play it. So I wish Sony would take more thought into that of just like let's just make these games. Like let the companies make their games because people are gonna play them. You have fans. They're gonna come to you. they'll play them. All right. But leading, did you guys have any more thoughts on The Last of Us?
I mean, one more thing was just like I feel like that money could be used towards like trying to get ports to PC. Like, you know what I mean? Like something like that. Like we haven't gotten the Last of Us PC like edition, you
True.
know what I mean? Like I feel like why don't you take that financing and then open your fan base, brighten your horizon and have people play that like you did the other two games you released. I feel like if you give other people like that would bring in, I feel like, a good amount of money. I'm not saying, I don't know how much, if it would bring in more than making it a complete remake for the PS5, but I know that would bring in a certain kind of revenue that they would be happy with, and it would also bring in a new, fan. It would bring in a new fan base for people who don't have a PlayStation and never had a PlayStation and want to play on PC. So I feel like if they really wanted that like desire, open it up to a new market. Like instead of going, hey, here it is on the PS5, we already know a limited amount of people have it on the PS5, and then we're just going to remake it now and then still not have a PC port. So I don't know. I just feel like there's a better use that they could use for the money, but that's just me speaking. But like Yendi said, it is going to sell. People are going to buy it, and what
I
they,
think
I mean,
I think Sony's scared of letting go of more exclusives because
mhm,
that's one other, there'll be another franchise that is no longer technically exclusive, even though it's on PC.
yeah,
PCs are very popular nowadays. Everybody's trying to make one, and I think they're kind of scared to let that go. But I can't remember, is Guerrilla Games a first party Sony studio,
Uh,
or I can't remember. But that might be why they decided to branch out with that. But if they don't release it if they don't release a PC port alongside the remake later on, whenever it's supposed to come out, uh, I'll be surprised, because if you're gonna do it, that would be the time to do it. That way,
yeah,
you get all these people coming in, and it just adds on to the bottom line. Like the stocks are gonna look great to the shareholders and all that. So that would
yeah,
be a great time to do it. I think if they were to do it, which I think they should, and I think eventually it will happen. It's just I don't know. Sony seems to be going back to their PlayStation 3 days, where they were just
yeah,
stubborn and just
yeah.
they didn't really listen. They just I don't know. They weren't very gamer centric.
hmm,
So I feel like we're flip flopping again, and now Xbox is taking up the high ground, and
yeah,
they're for the players and the gamers, while Sony's just worrying about the bottom line and the shareholders and how much more money can they get, and they haven't been offering anything, not even close to what Xbox has been offering. Their cloud service sucks. They don't have that many games. It can't even compete with Xbox Game Pass. What are they giving us exactly? PlayStation Plus, okay, I guess,
And
but
PlayStation Now, actually, recently, PlayStation Plus has been going through. They've pulled a lot of good games on there, so it's kind of the library right now is kind of lacking. I recently subscribed to PlayStation Now, and I loved it for the aspect of um, going back and playing like Sly Cooper and Metal Gear and stuff like that. But they're also pulling some of those games off. Uh
uh-oh.
oh.
For the podcast listeners, Yendi is pouring himself some wine.
Yeah. Um, but I also think, oh, all right.
good stuff.
Snoop.
Special guest Snoop. Welcome,
All right,
welcome to
Snoop.
the show. But I think what would be a great like idea. So, because this popped up right when we got the announcement that it's called MLB The Show, right? That's Sony Studio.
Mhm.
When that got announced that it was going to Xbox, and it's the first PlayStation Studios game that is going to Xbox, could you imagine that you see the trailer for Last of Us, right? And then at the end it says coming to like you see all the platforms come up and you see Xbox on there.
I
See,
can't imagine that. No
I'm
it
way.
just
wouldn't
saying,
happen.
I know it wouldn't happen, but if it were to happen, I feel like they'd gain. That's the thing, man. They got to start testing these things out. They got to say, like, if we put this stuff out to more people, all right, yes, like everybody's trying to get these consoles. I get it. You're trying to pull people into your consoles, whatever. You already announced your you already announced the exclusives for the PS5. You showed us that, right? Horizon and all that other stuff. Keep that. Let that stay there. Start branching out a little bit more and make some of that money back because you're losing it. Like these people are walking away because they're so frustrated with Sony, which is going to lead us to our next thing here, which is a big surprise. Netflix acquires rights to stream Sony films, like Spider-Man, and after their Sony movies come out in theaters, they will go over to Netflix. In my opinion, it's going to be kind of annoying because the whole situation that Sony almost ruined Spider-Man because they were very stubborn. The fact that, after Spider-Man 2, it kind of cut off, and also stream, just to give you a heads up, the quality of the video is going down. We might lose connection. If we do, the stream will still continue and we will continue the show, just to give you guys that heads up. All right. But I don't know, man. I'm kind of upset that we're not going to see, this Marvel movie on Disney Plus. Like, have it all in one central hub. You have to go looking for it again. But Yendi, what are your thoughts on Netflix acquiring Sony movies?
I don't know exactly what it means for the whole movie sphere, whatever you would call it. What other movies besides Spider-Man have they said anything?
So
that? I mean,
Venom, Into the Spider-Verse. What else? Actually, I don't know. Any Sony
like
movie.
That's about it.
Any Sony movie that's gonna come out in the future. Morbius apparently is gonna go there. So any Sony movie that comes out is probably gonna go over there, and I can understand, like, Sony, when it comes to Sony films, also they're very strict. I know whenever we talked about the movie pass and stuff like that, I don't know if we said that Sony movies are excluded from that. Alan?
Oh, really?
No.
Were you able to see Sony movies, or did you have to wait?
No, it just depended on whatever the theater did. They didn't really. So back when Movie Pass came out, it wasn't restricted, and A-list they're not restricted. So
gotcha. All right. Well, yeah.
I mean, Netflix has been really lacking lately. Like I went on the other day to watch just a movie, not TV show, and everything on there sucked complete ass. It's like there's nothing here that gets my attention besides Saving Private Ryan, which is, I don't know if it's still on there. They took off Indiana Jones. I don't know what the hell they were thinking there. That's like my go-to.
Oh, they did?
Yeah.
I was literally about to watch the... Oh, okay.
Yeah, I watch it like at least once a month, I feel like. But I mean, good for Netflix subscribers, but this is what happens when you fragment to all these different services. That's why I never liked the idea of it. Because now, when Netflix first came out, it was like pretty much a monopoly. It had all the best movies and great content. But when everybody started making their own streaming service, everything just started getting fragmented out. So you had to go, what's it called, Peacock for something, or CBS All Access for something else. And it's just cable all over again. So it sucks. So really, I don't care for these Sony movies only be exclusive to Netflix after they appear in the theater. I'd prefer to have everything just in one place, just have everything on Netflix. I don't want to go HBO Max. I don't want to pay another 10, 15, whatever it is to another streaming service. At that point, I might as well get cable and get HBO and Stars and all that nonsense again, because that's what it's coming down to. And, 10 years from now, it's going to be that pretty much same model. But for those who like Sony movies, great for them. If they have Netflix, then boom. 2-in-1. So I'll watch it, whatever comes out of Netflix, but it doesn't really do anything for me, honestly.
And then before we get to Alan, when we talked about remasters last week, I did say that I would want, I think later on in the future that they're holding on to Jak and Daxter. Just to give you guys a quick tidbit, because it's a little news article that popped up for me. It says Naughty Dog is not working on a new Jak and Daxter. If you were hoping to see more Jak and Daxter adventure, keep hoping. So just thought I'd debunk that for you. We ain't getting it, guys. If you were excited, I'm actually currently this week I've been playing the first Jak and Daxter, and I'm gonna go through it because I got a PS Vita now. It is in my possession. I hold it, and I love it a lot. It's very awesome. But yeah, I'm gonna go literally through the whole Jack series. But anyway, Alan, what are your thoughts on Netflix acquiring Sony?
It makes sense. Sony doesn't have its own platform, so them doing this only seems right for them to make the money in this sense because again, they don't have their own platform. They don't have like a Sony Plus or anything like that. But I believe Columbia is also part of this deal. I think it's like Columbia, Sony, Screen Gems. So like starts in 2022. So like the Spider-Man that's coming out this year won't be tied to that deal. So that will still be on Disney Plus when it shows up and stuff. And that whole Sony um, Disney deal is weird within itself. So, but it's anything after 2022. So or on 2022 and after. But like I said, Sony doesn't have its own platform, so it makes sense. Netflix needs movies because I mean, if you look at it, as these other competitors have been coming out, Netflix has been irrelevant besides its TV shows. And I mean, HBO Max probably right now is doing the best as far as movies goes anyway because they're giving us this whole year in thing. I mean, Godzilla and Kong we had the Snyder cut. We're getting Mortal Kombat in 2 weeks. So like and then they have like Dune. There's just a bunch of stuff coming out on HBO. So I feel like Netflix and Sony were like, look, we need each other here. So let's make a deal real quick. Let's make this for I think it's a 5 year deal, so it's going to be within the next 5 years, so till 2027. I don't know how many movies Sony plans on coming out with within that 5 years, and I don't know how many of those are going to be like Spider-Man, Marvel stuff. So we'll see. I think this is one of the ways Disney's going to work around that. Is I mean, I feel like we'll probably get one more Spider-Man movie, like MCU Spider-Man movie within that time frame. And also, if it's a Spider-Man movie, if it's Spider-Man inside of like an MCU movie, like an Avengers or a new Avengers movie, it won't count towards that deal anyway. So I feel like Spider-Man's coming out on 2021, like MCU Spider-Man, and then it'll take I think it'll take maybe 3 or 4 years before we get another solo Spider-Man movie. So but like, again, I think it works for both of them. It's they got to put that money, they got to put the content out because there's just so much competition right now. There's competition everywhere. I think it's making TV better. I agree with Yendi in the sense that I don't like everything being everywhere, but I mean it. But what we've gotten out of it is the quality of TV, the quality of movies has risen because everyone's in competition with each other. Like everyone's trying to come out with the best possible movie that they can possibly come out or the best possible TV show. And I feel like the only reason that's happening is because we have so much competition in the field.
Right. So do you guys think that with this deal, do you think Sony will actually make a movie for Netflix? Do you think that's a possibility at all?
I mean,
if it is, then I don't know
Because we haven't gotten a
movie
we haven't gotten
exactly.
a Netflix original like a big hitter like whenever they tried to do. Oh no, the last big one wasn't the one with George Clooney, the space one. You know what I'm
Oh,
talking
that
about?
was good. That was a good movie.
Wasn't
I like
didn't
that one.
Netflix make that? That was a Netflix original, correct?
Yeah,
And
yeah, I
that's
want to
like
say so.
nominated right now. That's
yeah.
on my list. I'm probably gonna watch that tomorrow. But
One.
like I wonder if they pull in like maybe they try to get these companies to be like, hey, you can help us make a movie and we can make a lot of money this way. Um, I don't know, but then again, I feel like Sony doesn't make as many movies. I might be wrong about that.
Yeah, but they have a big they're a big umbrella. I feel like
Yeah.
they have a
Yeah.
lot of studios under them that could possibly lead to a deal with Netflix. So maybe there is. I mean, I think Sony just uh
Does
they might be
that
in the spending mood because they just gave Epic
Yeah,
some
$200 million or something
investment.
like
Yeah. So maybe they're trying to branch out and they're trying to get the PlayStation brand and stuff out there. So
yeah,
maybe.
does that mean Venom 2 to Netflix? Most likely after it comes
that.
out.
Yes. No, yes, it will.
unless they try to do the whole HBO thing where it comes
No,
out.
it's going to Netflix after the movie comes out. So the movie comes out
Yeah,
in the theaters, and then after it
it's
comes
done
out,
in theaters.
it
It'll
goes
go to
straight to
Netflix,
Netflix. Yeah,
which is how it
like
used to
that.
be actually. Whenever Netflix
Yeah.
was starting their streaming services, like a lot of those movies would end up going there, and then after a while, it started being like, hey, it's gonna be like 3 or 4 months before you start seeing this new movie on here. But since we're on the subject of Netflix, real quick, are you guys fans of Gundam?
Yes.
Yendi, did you watch?
I know of it. I know of it. Yeah.
So Netflix is, doing their thing with the puppet strings, and they took their. Actually, let me give you this. All right, Netflix is a person, goes to a party. Right, you're at the party. You see Netflix walk over to chips and dip, grabs chips, scoops the dip, licks the whole chip, and then dips again. All right, because they're going to make another live action. They're trying to make a live action Gundam movie, and I feel like they keep trying to turn all this live action stuff on. All right,
It's just gonna be Pacific Rim 3. That's all it's gonna be.
Netflix needs to stop making anime live action.
yes, like
That's what they
knock it
need to
off,
stop.
bro, knock it off. And then, because I mean, I was excited for the Avatar one, but now I just don't. I don't want it to happen. Because what, you know what I mean? As soon as I saw this, I was like, live action Gundam. Like I bet you one of the executives finally, like, they had their nephew. Black Magic says, "Oh no, please, no." I bet you they were hanging out with their nephew, and their nephew turned on freaking what is that movie? Ready Player One. Saw that scene and said, "Oh, I think we could do that. We could do that. If yeah. Let's write it down." And that, I bet you it's gonna look like that, and it's gonna be straight ass all the way through. It's not gonna be good. I'm not looking forward to that, especially that they're ones making it. Ugh. But
I'm good.
you're good.
No, thank you. I'm not after Death Note. Not doing it.
I didn't even watch it.
Don't.
I didn't watch it.
Don't.
Actually, we'll send in because Yendi kind of has weird taste in movies. We'll send Yendi in first. Have him watch it. He'll probably come back.
I have weird taste in movies.
He'll come back. It's the best movie ever. You don't watch a lot, so whenever you do watch something, you're like,
I have seen the anime. I have seen Death Note anime.
Oh well, then
Yeah,
don't watch
it's
the movie.
Is the movie that bad?
I heard it was. I heard
Did they
literally
change a lot of it.
So
Just.
I will say Dontel, I think, watched it. I think it was him. He watched it first before seeing the anime and said it's all right. Like, he enjoyed it, and then he saw the anime. I think it was him, but somebody saw the movie first and then watched the anime, and they're like, "Oh no, that's complete. Like, it's not good." Yeah, maybe we'll do a watch party or something in Discord, and we'll watch it together.
I won't be a part of that.
Yes, he will.
No,
It's in your.
I already saw it.
It's in your LPF contract.
Yep.
What?
It's right here. LPF contract.
Oh, nice.
All right, so
You
moving
signed it.
on to our next story. Okay, I'm so happy for this. This was a rumor when I think it's been probably 2 years that the rumor has been shot down, because I don't think there was any mention of it last year. So it's been 2 years. Xbox and Nintendo. There's an announcement teaser for Xbox and Nintendo, like them partnering. So there's all these rumors going around that they're going to make a big announcement later on in the year. And whenever people say rumors and all these people have it, it's probably going to happen, right? So in the past, the rumor was that Xbox Game Pass was going to be on Nintendo Switch. And that was probably one of the best news. Like, that's fantastic news, right? So that kind of died down. I think something happened to where maybe it's like contracts didn't meet up, timelines didn't meet up. But now it's starting to surface again that it's going to be Game Pass that's going to be coming to Switch. So Alan, what do you think about that?
I mean, listen.
As the Game Pass guru. Also, Xbox, please sponsor this stream. We talk about Game Pass literally every episode.
I mean, Microsoft has given us every reason to talk about them every week. But I mean, listen, it's a no-brainer for Microsoft to accept this deal. Nintendo, I mean, we talked about briefly in our private chat, but Nintendo, I feel like this is just a good thing for both of them, because this gives Nintendo more games. It gives Microsoft more subscribers, and like it's just perfect because now if you have both of these consoles and you package this in a Game Pass Ultimate deal, and now that I can have it on my Switch, and the good thing about Game Pass that we always rave about is that you can download the games. So being able to download these games onto your Switch and take them wherever, it just opens up more.
Games? You mean one game?
But
Unless you have like a freaking 2 terabyte SD card, you're not gonna be able to fit
no,
anything
I
on your
mean
Switch.
there's a
Whoa,
bunch of there's
what?
a bunch of indie games you can get that you
Indie
can
games,
get
yeah.
about.
Now, if we're
Yeah.
talking like AAA, no, bro.
Oh
Like,
no, no. I
you
mean,
know how much Breath of the Wild takes up? Ooh.
Oh,
I'm
okay, I see
not
what you're
playing a
saying.
triple. I wouldn't play a triple A
Game on Switch now.
that I can play on another console on Switch.
Yeah.
That's me personally. I mean, some people might try it. I'm not going to because I usually use my Switch for portable reasons, and so I like to play indie games if I'm like by the bed and I want to play a game real quick. But again, I just think this is a good move for Microsoft, just because this is what the direction they're looking to make people consume games. And if they can back this up in a subscription, and they're the front runners of this, and I just think this is the new way that people are going to start consuming games. And it, like we said last week, it's just a big demo essentially, and you can play all these games. You're going to have all these titles for the Switch that you can play, and people are just going to love it. And I think this is a great move if it's true.
So before I get to Yendi, I just wanted to read this little part of the article that I have here, to just kind of like, to me, why I think it's gonna happen. It says Microsoft has shown a significant amount of support for Switch over the last few years. Microsoft has published games like Ori and the Blind Forest and Minecraft on Nintendo's console, while characters like Banjo-Kazooie and Steve are playable in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. As a result of this relationship, there have been a number of rumors indicating that Xbox Game Pass could come to Switch. Microsoft has put a lot of support into the service, and getting it on Switch getting it on Switch would add a lot more potential subscribers. So what Alan said there. Bro, this is the way to go. Like, this is it, because you know how we had the PS Vita, right? And then people wanted, at some point, they were asking if Microsoft is going to make a mobile mobile platform that you could take with you, and then instead they have the Xbox. What is it?
The cloud now.
Yeah, the cloud that you could play on your phone. So if they're thinking like, man, maybe not everybody can play on their phone, so like what portable console can we get it on? It's right there. So it's a perfect match, man. Yendi, what are your thoughts on it? Also, would you be keeping, to ask you another question, do you think that if Xbox Game Pass goes onto Switch, do you think you'll play your Switch more? Because I know you don't really touch it as much.
Well, I don't want to be the one to burst your bubbles, but I really don't think Game Pass is coming to the Switch.
You want to put a bet on it?
If it does, I'd be willing to bet. I'd be willing to bet. But if it happens, if it actually does happen, right, it'll be a watered down list of super easy games that the Switch can run. It'll be like
indie games.
Yeah, just a bunch. But that's what the Switch is, just an indie game console.
That's fine. Like
what's the difference? What indie exclusive does Xbox have that is not already on the Switch?
No, but the thing is, now you're not paying for those games individually. Now
you're saying that they're going to allow Xbox to charge people a monthly fee to have Xbox Game Pass on the Switch?
Yeah, that's what that's what you have to have Game Pass
well,
for.
If that's the case, then the price is going to go up because now Microsoft has to have a share, and also Nintendo has to have a share, unless they work out some kind of deal. So you expect to pay a lot more for what I think will be a really crappy list of just indie games. If that's the case, Nintendo Switch already has a crap load of indie games. So most of them so obscure that you'll never even know they're even released. Every week we get I feel like 10, 20, 30 indie games that you never hear with these crazy ass names, but you'll never know it unless you listen to a podcast or whatever. So, I mean, Ori is already on the Switch. Well, Minecraft is on the Switch. What incentive is there? What game? What features would make you want to pay for Game Pass on the Switch,
ins- the
unless they then introduce a different tier to Game Pass that also allows you to play those games on the Switch. But I mean, I don't know if that there's enough people out there to justify that and price increase. Then you start tiering Game Pass, and people like it because it's one price right now, right? So I don't know. I don't think it's gonna happen. It's just gonna be a bunch of tailored games specifically for the Switch. Switch is not powerful. You see what they do to AAA games. I think the best game on the console that looks the best is probably Breath of the Wild, and I haven't played many, so I don't know. But you see how Apex looks, man. It looks like you smeared all the graphics everywhere, and it's just
But see,
running at 10 frames
I
a
don't
second.
think I think with Xbox teaming up with Nintendo, if it happens, I just see Nintendo's indie catalog moving over to Xbox Game Pass also. So it's going to be like a give and take. Like I can see a whole bunch more indie games ending up on Xbox Game Pass for those people.
But so are you talking about like exclusive indie games that are only on the Switch? Like, how would that benefit Xbox? That's what I
I don't know,
would
because
ask.
a game like recently I reached out to the creators of Moonglow Bay, which is a game that's coming out that's all about fishing. Looks like a game that'd be perfect on the Switch, and I asked them, I'm like, hey, in the future, do you guys think you're going to do a port on the Switch? And they're like, as of right now, it's only going on Xbox Game Pass. Thank you for your interest in the game. I totally saw, whenever I saw this, I'm like, oh, I'm going to be able to play Moonglow Bay on the Switch whenever it comes out. And that's what I'm thinking, right? There are a lot more. I mean, most of the time, the indie games that come out on Switch, they're not exclusive. They just come out on Steam. They usually come out on Switch and Steam together. So I don't know. I can see a whole big catalog of indie games just being on Xbox Game Pass that you're just able to go through instead of just paying the $10-15 to get each individual game. But
the way
Alan,
it
you're gonna say,
benefits Xbox is that it literally is bringing more subscribers to their platform.
yeah,
Like again, I mean, you might get a price increase, but even if we're talking about a team up, and they're probably just going to add it to Game Pass Ultimate, and then be like, hey, here's maybe $5 or whatever the case may be, but this is bringing more subscribers because Microsoft doesn't really care where you're playing Game Pass. They just care about you paying for the subscription. Now,
right.
what, like you said, I agree. Most of those big games probably aren't going to work on the Switch anyway. But I mean, people don't play bigger games on their Switch regardless. I mean, Monster Hunter is probably like the biggest game that I play on my Switch, and I mean that runs fine. But I don't see people. People normally use this console for games to like move around on and stuff like that. And I mean, I don't see them going. I just feel like this is still a benefit because like instead of trying to figure out which indie game I want to pay, $30 or $40 with, if I pay, let's say even if they make it $20, I can try all of those indie games that are within whatever they put them in for that whole month. And then if I don't like it, I can cancel it. So the way
So
that it benefits Microsoft is that you still are going to be able to play their streaming service on another console. It opens up that whole market for them.
yeah, but there's not going to be a big list of games. There's no way they're going to have a huge list of games. And indie games are not my thing. I could care less for them. There might be that one in 100 that happens to be a good game that gets really popular, but uh, that's not a big draw for me at all. Like that would not make me want to use the Switch
Yeah, but
any
that's you
more
though.
or any often. Exactly. But I think it's also a very small population that really cares that much, to be honest. And also, what benefit? Okay, you told me what benefit Microsoft would get out of it. What would Nintendo get out of this? If most of the tension is going to be on the Game Pass side of things, unless they're working out some crazy ass big $1 billion deal, I don't see how Nintendo is going to benefit. Is it going to be? Are they hoping that the Xbox players buy a Switch? Is that what the big incentive is going to
I
be?
mean, it benefits Nintendo in the sense that now people don't. Again, you don't have to. You can now pay. Like obviously, the deal. We don't know the numbers, logistics behind it, but how that benefits people is like I can buy if I buy a Switch now, I can just pay $20 a month and have over 100 games. Like that's the
But
way that
how's that good for Nintendo? They're taking money away from
What if
Nintendo.
Xbox is helping? What if Xbox is helping them with the Switch Pro?
Like how so?
I don't know. Whatever they're putting in there.
Like what I want to know is if I get a Switch and Game Pass is on it, and I only have to pay $20 a month, that takes money away from the individual games that Nintendo sells on their store. They don't get a cut of that money anymore because now they
Yeah,
have to
but
share that revenue with Xbox.
Yeah, but it depends on what the revenue is. And again, it's an option. Like Nintendo, the thing is, Nintendo's always going to have their first party games that people are going to want to play. Like that's not taking away from Nintendo's first party games. They're not going to put Nintendo's first party games on Xbox on Game Pass. So the right now the formula that they have right now, people are still getting a Switch for the first party titles. That doesn't stop because they add Game Pass on it.
I think in the end it's not going to be a big deal. It's not going to be that revolutionary. It's not going to bring more people to either system. I think it's probably be like a limited time thing where they either share IPs in certain games like Smash, like the article says, or you know. But I don't. For me personally, it's not a big deal at all. It's not going to make me play a Switch anymore. It's not going to make me want to buy an Xbox, or anything like that. But
well, does your kid have her own Switch, or does she use yours?
No, just mine.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
I was going to say
for those people
it'd be good for parents to be like, oh, $20 a month here. Like you have all these games.
That's what I'm saying.
Go play.
Yeah.
Like bye.
It's just another option for both parties, though.
Yeah.
Like,
and again, my argument is nothing in that list will entice me to pay for Xbox Game Pass on Switch because I know that no games that I would personally care about would be on the system because it just can't handle it. Period.
Does because I don't have an Xbox anymore because I have a PC. Does it not carry over to all your systems? Or do you have to buy Game Pass on each system?
Well, no, you would have it right now. You would have if you pay for
it's
Game
account
Pass
based.
Ultimate.
It's account based.
Yeah, okay, all right. Because the way you said it was just like I'm not gonna get Game Pass on Switch. I'm like, wait, do I have to go and buy Game Pass again?
If you get Ultimate, you have it everywhere right now. Like I have Ultimate, so I have it on xCloud, I have it on my S, and I have it on PC. So that's what I'm saying. They would just probably add it to the Switch as a part of that package, and then like it just makes sense.
Nintendo's going to get a lot of money then if they agree to something like that because I just don't see.
But you don't think Game Pass is actually going to happen though. So what do you think?
I don't think it's going to happen.
So what do you think the announcement would be?
Some crossover. We'll see Master Chief in something other Nintendo related IP, maybe like a Mario game or whatever, or maybe we'll see Mario in some Xbox game. Who knows?
Gears of War.
I don't think yeah,
so Mario Gears of War.
Well, you know how much Nintendo likes to protect their IP. That would probably never happen. But
no.
But I just don't think it's gonna be a big deal. And okay, I'm gonna bet right now.
All right. It doesn't have to be money. I was gonna ask you because I have it pulled up right here. We can either have if you lose, you wear a dress on stream, or you eat a raw egg on stream. Which one you want?
Eat a what now? Do what now?
Raw egg. You crack the raw egg and just loop.
Or
wear a dress for a whole show.
I'll wear a dress for the whole show.
All right, I'll bet you that.
Okay, let's clarify here. What are we betting on?
That they're gonna announce that Game Pass is coming to Switch.
On this announcement is what you're saying? That's the key. You have to make it. Are you saying it in general, like, and then we put a time frame on that, or are you saying this particular?
I think this particular announcement they will announce that Game Pass is. Okay, that's what I'm willing to bet.
And I think that Game Pass will not be on the Switch.
All right, virtual handshake. Loser has to wear a dress on the show. Okay.
You have it here first, guys. The first LPF bet.
Mark it here, episode 11.
No, actually, second bet, because Yendi and I have a bet on. Remember how the Pokemon one, where he said that there's going to be something that sells more than Pokemon.
Oh yeah, that's like 45 years down the road.
Yeah.
We'll see you guys there.
Episode 300, I forgot. Yeah. So Black Magic said, "Let's be honest, Xbox has the money to spend just to attract indie lovers." Yeah.
I don't think they have that much money.
Who doesn't? What?
I don't think Xbox does. I don't think so.
You don't think Microsoft has that much money?
No, Xbox. I don't think Xbox has that much money.
Owned by Microsoft.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't think so.
Okay,
I think Sony has a lot more.
He's trolling. Yeah, don't
I really think Sony has a lot more to spend than Microsoft.
Black Magic says this man is nuts.
Andy? You do realize you're talking to me, right?
That means nothing to
Like
me.
stock person here.
Okay, how many pennies do you have in your stocks?
Do you know how much?
Well, he's
I
not
can
gonna
tell
say
you
that.
how much both companies are worth right now.
Tell me the shares of Microsoft and Sony.
Sony is
How much is one share?
138 billion. Wait, listen.
No. I just want to know how one
Oh,
share of each
okay, I can tell
company.
you that because again, Sony, $111.
Okay.
Microsoft, 258. It's
Okay.
not even close. And then market cap, Microsoft is $1.95 trillion. Sony is $138 billion. Not even close.
Who do you see spending more though?
Microsoft.
They have more to get. They have more to gamble. That's true.
On Bethesda, and they're talking about spending $10 billion on Discord.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that is true. That's a hard flex. That's a hard flex.
It's not even close.
They went up to Discord and said, "How much you want?"
Actually, apparently Discord came to Microsoft.
Really?
Discord approached Microsoft.
Not even close.
God,
I don't
because
know, man. I don't know.
I have bad luck, stream, just to let you know. So because of this bet, we might not get Game Pass now.
You got to remember also because I mean, all of us have Windows. I mean, that's just Microsoft's money.
Hold on, I'm gonna get my wife's reaction real quick. A little surprise for the show. Hey, babe.
Yeah.
What's on here?
Can you come here real quick?
Fine, hold on. Let me put my pants on.
Gosh.
Hurry, please. Our showtime is valuable.
I am come.
What? What are you?
And a surprise guest for my dog.
Oh.
Hey, baby. Hey, so can you come up over here? So I bet Yendi, right? So Xbox and Nintendo, because I know you don't care. The Xbox and Nintendo have a huge announcement coming out this year, right? I bet Yendi that it's Game Pass. They're going to put Game Pass on Switch. We bet that our loser has to wear a dress on stream, right? Do you have a dress that fits me? Can I borrow a dress?
Wait, so you think you're gonna lose?
I don't think I'm gonna lose. I'm just making sure. Do you have a dress that I can wear?
I might have one.
All right.
Okay.
That was it. And can you also tell
She
the
has
stream?
dresses in your. Oh,
Yeah.
I thought she had dresses in your office.
No, not my office.
I thought she was looking for some.
But it's all right because Yendi's gonna ask his wife for a dress because he's
Oh,
gonna
I
be
already know
wearing.
which one I'm gonna wear. You know.
Chris is
I'm
gonna be the
You
next
guys
Kid
both
Cudi.
have this planned.
Because I'm getting wrong.
Oh, did she just?
Please.
Poop.
This was
What is?
Oh.
Cora, go.
Come on.
All right, guys. So moving on to the next story. Give me 1 second here. Hey, go.
His own dresses he can wear.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what Anna says.
Yendi
Anna says
has-
that I have.
Yendi has his own dress he can wear. Thanks, babe.
Yeah.
All right, so moving on to our. What do you guys have any more on Xbox? Okay.
No.
No. All right, so
No.
we're gonna move on to our last story. Not a big one, but Call of Duty Warzone, pushing for more large scale ban waves to curb cheating epidemic. All right, so if you guys are Warzone natives, right? You've been living in Verdansk for a long time. You know that this game, every time there seems to be a giant update that takes over your whole system, right? It just comes with nothing but broken parts, all right? So we had the stim glitch where people could heal themselves in the storm and just hide in the storm the whole game and win. We had the invisibility glitch where you got into a helicopter. This is so stupid. This one pisses me off. You got into a helicopter, right? You had to have what is it called? Oh my gosh. The self-revive, right? You get into a helicopter, you crash the helicopter, you self-revive, and then you went invisible. Don't know how it works, but that's what happened. So with the newest update, people found another way to go invisible again in the game, right? So they're trying to, if they catch you doing that, and there's also a lot of streamers that it's becoming like it's kind of becoming a clickbait where just streamers are downloading wall hacks and everything like that to and streaming it in the open. They show people how to do it. There was a cheating website that they just shut down that people could go and they paid money and you bought a cheat and all you had to do was download it and add it to the folder, and it was just that easy. So they're banning a whole bunch of people. With this ban though, what I've seen is that there's actually really, really good players in Warzone, right? And they're streamers and they're honest streamers, and then they come onto their account and they find out they're banned. Because it's so easy for these big streamers to just get reported a lot by a whole bunch of kids, and then they're gone, and then they have to go through a whole thing of like they're not streaming, losing money, and getting back on until they get their account back. But what do you guys think on the whole? Do you guys actually believe that they're working on this ban? Basically, is what I'm gonna ask. Alan, you can go first.
I mean, I do think they're trying to make a conscious effort. I just feel like with Warzone, it's one of those things where because you have such a big player base that the hackers find new ways to hack. It's just naturally what happens. What I'm more surprised about is how many people are like, it's crazy to me that how many people do this. I guess I know why they do this, obviously for the content and stuff, but like Warzone doesn't even have like a rank mode. So like for me it's so crazy that so many people like go these lengths just to have these hacks and just to be like, I don't know what they get out of it besides trying to make the content. But even then, like the content, people are just going to be like, well, you're a cheater. Like, you know what I mean? So I don't, they've had an issue with this since the beginning. They messed everything up when they didn't have an anti-cheat from the start. And I think it's just one of those things that they are always trying to climb the hill from, because the hackers are just like one step ahead. So they always find a glitch. They always find something new to exploit in Warzone. But again, it's also because there's so many people playing it and they have no real anti-cheat method or anything like that.
Yeah, to give you guys a number, they permaban 475,000 players on April 11th, and their major thing right now is just trying to is basically trying to battle these websites, that because as soon as they take one website down that's selling cheats, another one goes up, and these
They're
kids,
like Hydra.
yeah, these kids will continue to buy them because they want to be the ones to make a TikTok and be like, I beat Ninja in the lobby, blah, 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 and all this other crap. So, Yendi, what are your thoughts on the ban?
I think the reason, first of all, that's a big ass number, like 475,000.
Yeah, right?
That's
and
ridiculous.
that is because of the bigger problem behind all of this, and that's because if you're a cheater and you get caught, you make a new account.
Yeah.
So what they need to do is either add that you have to have an account to play, and then you have to have a 2-factor authentication in order to log in and all that. And that's just it's not going to stop the cheaters, but it will help deter them, because then once they get caught, they have to go through the process of making a new account, and nobody wants to do that because you would have to make a new email and all that. It's a pain in the ass, complete pain in the ass. But that is a ginormous number. I think I've ran into maybe three to four cheaters in my playtime. But I mean, the game is trash. The game is trash. Call of Duty's trash. So I'm not surprised that there's that many people. I mean,
Ooh.
let's see. Yeah, why can't they go the Valorant route and have to have an account? Log in. I mean, Valorant has cheaters too, but not freaking 475,000. That's crazy, and that's not even all of them. There's so many, it's insane. So, but I mean, the game is so accessible to everybody, pretty much all ages. So I don't think it's ever going to be an issue that's ever going to be solved. And I think even the bigger news that we should be talking about is the event that's going to happen on the 21st. They're saying that the map's going to be destroyed. Fortnite
if I
style.
swear to God, if they blow up the map and then we get a black hole for 48 hours, like it's already been done. All right, don't do it, Call of Duty. Please don't do it.
Were you playing with me? Were you the one playing with me when there was missiles flying everywhere?
Yes. Oh my God.
Yeah.
And that.
Yeah.
Oh, whoa. That brings me to a whole another thing. All right. So me and Yendi are playing Warzone. All right. We're playing Warzone. There's zombies on the map if you haven't played recently. There's supposed to be a small thing where whenever you go into the map and the zombies are released, like whenever somebody gets into the area where the zombies are, you can see it on the map as red crosses on it, or the name scratched out in red. So missiles start flying, right? And then you get an alert, and it's supposed to be like basically like how an Amber Alert pops up on your phone. It comes up on the screen, and it says, "Warning, containment unit open, blah, blah, blah. There's zombies." And then it announces the area that the zombies are in. Okay? So me and Yeti were playing, and the missiles went the whole game. Just missile every
From
5
one side to
seconds.
the other.
And I
I'm
couldn't
like, what the
hear
hell is
anything.
this?
Yeah, and they were flying all over the map. So we're like, what is going on? And whenever I looked it up, it's actually a bug in the game. It's not supposed to do that. It is not supposed. I played a solo game and I couldn't hear anybody around me because flying every 5 seconds, and I left the game because as soon as I found out, I'm like, this is not really. Yeah, it's only supposed to happen once in the beginning of the game, but it's a bug. We'll fix it eventually in our next update.
So much money, man.
In our next update, just make sure to buy the external drive so you can update it. But to go off of Yendi's thing, it does say one of the most difficult challenges in stopping cheaters is limiting their ability to move to alternate accounts. To do so, the team has increased efforts to ensure accounts are utilizing two-factor authentication. Is ramped up additional resources to help the security and enforcement teams. It has increased the frequency of bans, and it is working to improve upon communication and updates. So I will say that lately, like, I think the most I ran into hackers and stuff like that was back when the helicopter crash thing was the big deal. I was actually playing with a friend, and somebody put it in his stream that's how it worked, and I was like, somebody's trolling you. And whenever he did it and I saw it, I also hit start and left the game. But I will say lately it has been pretty good. It's just a lot of good players, but it's to the point now, man, where as soon as you die, you can just never tell if it's honest or not. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's pretty much going to do it for our news segment. Did you guys have anything else to touch on Warzone? No.
Call of Duty is trash, but I enjoy it sometimes.
Actually, let me ask, Alan, have you run into like hackers or anything on Apex? Excuse me, on Apex, because I know you're the one who plays it the most.
Honestly, I have not. I haven't run into, but from what I'm hearing this season, there's been more. But EA has their anti-cheat thing, so it hasn't been like. But I've never run into any Apex cheaters though.
They refuse, man. I think because a lot of people want Call of Duty to have anti-cheat, because even in tournaments and stuff like that, kids are cheating cheating other people out of all this money. You know what I mean? And I think there was an article saying that it's something in the code that they can't implement an anti-cheat because it'll basically destroy. Like, I don't know if it'll destroy the game. I don't know what they said exactly, but it's kind of sad that it's can't.
Called poor designing.
Yeah.
Well, it'll add like an extra at least 100 megabytes to the file size.
True.
At least. So. Like, straight up, it's not even a lie. It'll add so much more.
And also, you can't give Valorant a break, because even though we like Valorant, for a while, people weren't downloading it because Vanguard was doing a lot of crazy crap to their computers. It was destroying a lot of stuff. So when I think whatever company is out there that makes a great anti-cheat and they come out and they're able to sell and license to these companies, like that's going to be the big deal right now. If you know coding and everything like that, definitely try to make the best anti-cheat you can and sell it, because you're going to make money. So moving on to our show topic. All right. Hold on. I'm trying to make my thing a little bigger here. That made pause. That didn't sound right. So tonight's show theme is what TV show would you want made into a video game, and who would you want to make it? Also, before we start the topic, I know you guys have probably noticed, and you're probably waiting for a surprise from Yendi. There is no quiz tonight. Like I said, it's been a long week for all of us. So probably next week, if not.
Next week.
Next week, he says. All right, so yeah, stay tuned for that, and we'll try to come up with a quiz show in the future, because I know I've been told from friends that they actually really enjoy that portion. And maybe we'll make it a video or make a Jeopardy thing. So yeah, we'll start with actually who wants to go first tonight? I'll let you guys pick.
I want a game
There you go.
based on the TV show Lost.
Ooh.
Okay, straight up. I love that show. It was one of the first shows I actually sat down and watched all the way through. I would love to play as some of the survivors from the plane, and the big bad villain are I don't have you guys seen
I
Lost?
have.
I have not.
Yeah, you have not. Oh shit!
It's on Netflix, right?
I don't know.
You know what? I'm probably not gonna watch it. I'm not gonna watch it.
It's such a good show. I mean, some people don't
I've
like
heard,
the ending.
Yeah.
But it will make sense to you whatever I say anyways, because you'll be like, what the hell are you talking about? But anyways, I would love to see a game where you play as a certain different survivors, and you're trying to in the first half you're trying to make it you're trying to survive and make sure you don't get eaten by the smoke monster, right? Or whatever, you don't get wrecked by it. And I just want to see like Jacob and the man, what's it called, the man in black or something like that. I forgot his name. The opposite to Jacob. Who is that, Alan? I know you're looking it up right now.
I don't even remember.
I think it's called the Man in Black. Basically, they're two like paracausal forces going against each other on this teleporting island. This show is crazy, and I think it would make
Insane.
a perfect game. It would be a survival / adventure / open world where you're just on this big island, and I would love for, let's see, probably Guerrilla Games, the ones who make Horizon, or Bethesda. Like I could see like a Fallout style, hopefully on a new engine. But yeah, Bethesda or Guerrilla Games makes the game. You're a survivor. You're trying to make it off the island. There's time travel involved, smoke monsters, paracausal entities. I think it would be an awesome game.
Bro, this cast is ridiculous. It's on Hulu, by the way.
Oh, nice. There you go. So yeah, Lost. Boom. That's it.
Lost.
That's a good one. I like that.
Dang, that's I like that. All right, Alan, what about you? What TV show would you like to see as a game, and what company would you like to?
Hentai Masters 3.
What?
Hentai Masters 3.
No. But so I'm going to show my age here, and I don't know how this show, but it was an old school book that was an old school show on Nickelodeon.
Reading Rainbow.
Animorphs.
Oh shoot!
You guys remember Animorphs?
Oh yes.
But Animorphs, I think about Animorphs every day because that was one of my favorite.
Is that not a game?
No,
they've never made a game.
I don't think they've ever made a game of it. I didn't look it up because I can't even think. Because I remember how long ago that show came out. We were kids when that show came out. But like, Animorphs was such like I want that. I want a TV show. I want a new TV show. I want a new game. I want everything from Animorphs because it's one of my favorite book series growing up. And I just think it would be so cool. If you don't know what Animorphs is, basically there was this it was an alien race who had this power crystal that came to Earth, and a group of kids got these powers that allowed them to turn into different animals, and they could turn into any animal, but they had a certain time limit that they can stay in the animal form, because if they passed that time limit, they would be that animal forever. And if you remember, one of the characters in there actually turned into that hawk, and he had to stay as the hawk forever. But I want that, and I want it made by High Moon Studios, which is the people who made War of Cybertron, which is probably one of the most underrated games ever. And the reason why I want them to make it is because being able to transform in that game, for the Transformers game that they made, was so fluent, and it was the smoothest transformation that you could possibly find. And I think with an Animorphs game, it would be perfect because they could use that same kind of technology for that, and then you could just turn into these animals so quickly. I want it. That's what I want.
So apparently there have been 3 games made.
Really?
Back in 2000, Animorphs Shattered Reality for the PlayStation, and then Animorphs in 2000 for the Game Boy Color.
Oh.
So yeah, good to know. So you would want a remaster, pretty much
A remaster.
reboot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I want to play. I'm probably gonna look for those games. I want to play them. I want to see
Good
how
luck
bad
finding
they
them.
are. But
So I have I have two. Because one is an anime that I feel like I feel like animes are kind of a cheap way out. But I would like because I've been watching it so much, a Hunter x Hunter game. There are some out there, but I would want it to be like what is it? Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, where it's like open world. You can go to different cities and all this other stuff. And then I would also want Bandai Namco to make the game, since they're the ones who actually know how to do it. Because Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, if you guys haven't played it, there's a lot to do in that game. I haven't finished it at all, but there's just like it's fun to go back and go into that world and just keep playing. So I would love to play as Gon, or even like maybe what is it? Maybe even be the villains or something like that. Like maybe choose your path and what kind of hunter you want to be, and just kind of go through. Maybe create your own hunter and just go through it. I think that would be dope. Also, Black Magic put TMNT open world. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, it would.
I feel like that's isn't there Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle games coming?
yeah, but it's gonna be like the old school beat 'em up.
Ooh,
Which I
where
mean,
it's
I'm
just
gonna
like,
play.
yeah, I'm gonna
because
play
those are
that
my
too. Yeah,
favorite.
that sounds fun. All right, and then the other one for a live action show, I would kind of like Daxter. Dexter. Wow, Dexter. Yeah,
Dexter's Laboratory.
I'm so sorry. Yeah, I'd like Dexter to be a game, and I would want Rockstar to make it, since they're the ones who made LA Noir, and I would like it to be like a detective game. I think it'd be fun to play it the serial killer and kind of go through everything. I mean, even though that show's coming back, and I'm kind of worried about it, but Black Magic put or The Bachelor. Dating sim, yeah, I feel like they already have that. Or it could be a dating sim, The Bachelor.
Apparently there was a Lost game as well for the PlayStation.
Get out of
Lost
here.
via Domus,
What?
made by Ubisoft.
Oh, so it was trash.
That was trash. 3.5.
Ooh.
5.5 out of 10 from IGN.
Yikes.
But, you know, they're a joke. So, anyways, yeah. I like shoot, what was your second one?
My second one?
Yeah, what was your second game?
Dexter.
Dexter. Yes, that'd be a great like horror game. Like it could be pretty much anything, like a horror slash. What type of game would you say it would be?
It'd be a more detective game, because he was like, I mean, it did deal with that, even though he wasn't a detective. But he, majority of the time, like him trying to, like, you would go in, right? Whenever he went into a scene, he was looking at patterns. So trying to find out the pattern of the killer, and then also if they added a because I remember in LA Noire, you could tell if you were like interviewing somebody, you would have to try to find out if they're lying. If you try to accuse them, they would stop the conversation. Like it affected you trying to progress and trying to find out who actually did the thing. You could actually arrest the wrong person, you know, all this other stuff. So if they did that, where you're trying to find somebody, and then maybe you go into a crowd and you're literally trying to find this guy that's doing the pattern, like you're trying to get all this evidence before you actually capture them and get the kill. Like, I think that'd be pretty dope.
That would be, yeah. It could even pass as a horror game.
Yeah.
You could be the, you know, in his shoes murdering people and stuff. You know, all that good stuff.
Yeah.
Do you guys have any other shows that you would want to see?
Man, you know,
off the rip,
has there been a good Avatar game? I know there's been Avatar games, but has there been a good one?
But not memorable, like, you know, one that you're gonna be like, oh, that was like a classic.
I'm trying to think of what shows I really like that would make a really good game. I mean, I rarely watch TV. When I do, it's, you know.
The thing is, you know why it's so hard now? Because everything is made either from a game to a TV show, or a like movie to a game and stuff like that. Like all the medias kind of collide now, so it's hard to find something that's like, you know what I mean, that you could go from like TV show to a game that's probably not already done. So it's, I mean, even games that we just thought were already made into get
Yeah.
to
Who the
games.
hell
Like,
knew?
I had no idea, but
It could be a Watchmen game, Watchmen or The Boys,
the boys might
trying
be
to trying to survive superheroes. Like
Yeah,
instead
The
of you
Boys
being the
is awesome.
superhero, you're trying to survive.
Are you afraid
The
of the
Boys is a
dark?
good one.
Yes.
Are you afraid of the
That's what
dark?
Black Magic says. Are you afraid of the dark game? Oh man, might as well do
That's
a
a
Goosebumps
classic.
game.
Yeah, do them all. Why not? Just do the whole Nickelodeon lineup back in the 90s.
Yeah.
All Red
Wild
Monsters.
Thornberries. There we go. Wild Thornberries.
That was already a game.
Was it?
Yeah,
Ah,
No,
played it
yeah,
as a kid.
a lot of those games were made. Like we
Yeah.
just,
All
we
right.
just
Well,
probably didn't play them.
with that being said, guys, that's pretty much gonna do it for our Telltale game style. Are you afraid of the dark? Telltale is a game style. Oh, okay.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
good idea.
that'd be good.
Dang.
Sure,
All right. Well,
that's a good one. Actually,
that's a really good one.
Hey, before we go,
Yeah.
Black Magic. Is Black Magic somebody we know?
Yes, that is my
Yes?
cousin. That I just found out that is my cousin.
Or maybe
He just
maybe
messaged
they
me on.
maybe,
He just messaged
Wait,
no,
you already knew he was your cousin, or you just found out you guys were cousins?
But I'm saying he messaged me on Messenger saying that was him. And when you guys said the name the first time, I was like, that name sounds familiar because that was his old Xbox gamer tag. But like, I didn't think anything of it because he hasn't been on it in a while. And then when he just told me, I was like, oh snap, that is you. So
Well,
that's
maybe
We'll have
maybe
him
he would
make
like
his
to be on the
guess.
show as a guest. Yeah, huh?
maybe I'll ask.
Let us know. Let us know. We'll gladly have you on since you watch our stuff. So
All
let us
right.
know.
Yeah. So with that being said, guys, that is gonna do it for our show. Thank you guys so much for watching. Once again, guys, I'm gonna also plug in that we are trying to get to 50 followers. Please share this podcast with your friends or people that you think are gonna like this this show. I'm losing it. But when we get to 50 followers, we're gonna give away a nice mouse that Yendi has modded himself. It's nice and purple. Yeah, and then hopefully in the future, if this goes well, we're gonna do more giveaways in the future. Do you guys have anything to plug before we go?
Just whatever this week's video is.
I'm doing a video on the Rise Dreamcast.
Oh,
So,
sweet.
That
That's gonna be
history
that's
of
gonna be
Dreamcast,
good.
that's gonna be a good one.
Kind of like the history of Dreamcast. It's going to be a little, some stats, a little bit of me ranting and me crying because I love Dreamcast. So
Wait, yeah.
All right. Well, other than that, usually I stream. Well, I've been trying to make it a point to stream on this channel on Fridays. So make sure to follow our Twitter at official LPFT to get any updates. If I do stream, I might be streaming. We might stream Outriders, or we try to stream Stranded Deep or whatever that game's called. I forgot. But the Island Survival, Stranded Deep. So I might play that because it's only a single player game. But we'll figure something out, or maybe a Pummel Party, because I've been wanting to play it. Yeah, get everybody in on it. All right, guys. But thank you guys so much for watching. Until next week, also make sure to keep an eye out for our video, and Fire Team out.